A supernatural door was opened for you, but your inaction is closing it fast. The longer you delay, the harder the cost. Step through before it vanishes. There are moments in the journey of a soul when heaven itself bends low and unveils a door, a sacred passage that no hand of man could forge, no earthly key could unlock, and no ordinary power could sustain. This is not a door born of human striving, nor is it one fashioned by ambition or intellect. It is a supernatural door, carved into the fabric of time by the hand of the Almighty, and revealed only in appointed seasons. Such a moment has now come before you. This opening is not permanent, for heaven does not leave eternal things exposed to the reach of delay. It is not a door that waits indefinitely for your convenience or hesitation. It stands now, shimmering with divine possibility, but its light grows dimmer with every pause, with every moment of indecision. To linger too long at the threshold is to invite the creeping shadows of regret and loss. Understand this clearly. This word is not for everyone. It is not for the passive listener or the one scrolling through words as though they were casual fragments of inspiration. No, this is for the one whose spirit has been stirred, whose nights have been restless, whose heart has burned with an unexplainable urgency. If you are hearing this, and it pierces deep within you, then know, this door has been marked for you. But the way you approach it will determine if it remains. For silence in prayer, stillness in heart, and obedience in step are the conditions that hold this opening steady before you. Hesitation, distraction, and doubt will not only weaken your resolve, they will cause the very door to begin closing before your eyes. This is the danger of delay. Heaven's timing is not bound to your comfort, and every moment lost is ground surrendered to the enemy. This is why the Spirit whispers with intensity, do not delay. Do not linger. Do not wait for another sign. The door is open now, but the longer you stand still, the more costly your hesitation becomes. Type I am ready in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1717 is now released over you. Hear now the voice that thunders from the heavens, the voice that cannot be silenced by time, circumstance, or hesitation. Archangel Michael stands as a witness to this moment, and the Spirit of the living God bears record of this message. It is not a word given lightly, nor is it spoken to entertain the ear or stir a fleeting emotion. This is a divine interruption, a holy summons, and a prophetic charge. The Lord Himself has opened a door before you, a supernatural door, and His Spirit cries out that you must act before time seals what hesitation denies. Do you hear it? The sound of the Spirit moving, the atmosphere trembling, the weight of eternity pressing upon this very moment. This is not ordinary. This is not casual. Before this week ends, a choice must be made. The heavens are watching, the angels are aligning, and your destiny waits at the threshold of your obedience. This door is not permanent. It was not placed here by man, nor by coincidence, but by the eternal design of God's hand. And just as He has opened it, so also can it close, and once it closes, the cost will be heavier than you can bear. The Spirit interrupted me to tell you this. This is the hour of decision. Not next month, not when you feel ready, not when the opinions of others quiet down, but now. The appointed time is before you, and hesitation is more dangerous than any enemy you have ever faced. For the enemy thrives on your delay. He knows that if you stand still, the door fades. He knows that if you refuse to move, heaven's opportunity shifts away. But heaven speaks louder. Step forward, child of God. Step forward before the light withdraws. This is not a word for the curious, not for the ones who wander in and out of spiritual things without intention. This is for the called, the chosen, the ones who feel the fire in their bones and cannot ignore the stirring in their spirit. If your heart races even now, if you feel the pull of eternity tugging at you, then this message was carved out of heaven's chambers for you, and you alone. And if you delay, the weight of silence will testify against you. I stand in the Spirit and I declare, this is no ordinary passage. This is not just an opportunity, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opening, a door that carries both blessing and consequence. To step through is to align with heaven's plan, to break into a future secured by God Himself. But to hesitate is to forfeit what was written with your name, to let slip what was destined for your hands. Hear me clearly. There is no middle ground. You cannot remain where you are. You either step forward into promise, or you slip backward into loss. Till the heavens cry, choose. Choose now. Choose courage over fear. Choose obedience over doubt. Choose the door over delay. For the Lord your God has made the way, and the Spirit beckons you to rise and move without hesitation. Let every distraction fall silent. Let every fear be crushed. For the voice of God is upon you. Step through before it vanishes. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated over your life. You have felt it, haven't you? That restless stirring in your spirit, the uneasy weight pressing on your chest in the quiet hours of the night. The strange disruptions that come without warning, the sudden opposition, the misunderstandings that rise around you. You have wondered why things seem unsettled, why peace feels thin, why the air around you feels charged with something you cannot quite explain. Let me tell you plainly, it is because the supernatural door has been opened, and the atmosphere itself is responding to it. There are watchers who wait in silence, critics who sit on the edge of their seat, hoping to see you stumble at this threshold. They sense it too, though they do not understand it. They feel the weight of what is before you, though they cannot name it. They whisper, they question, they wonder if you will rise to the call or shrink back into delay. But let it be known, they do not hold your key. Their eyes may observe, their voices may chatter, but they cannot walk through the door assigned to you. Only you can. And this is where the mystery becomes heavy, for your hesitation empowers their doubt, while your obedience silences their schemes. Why? You ask, has your path been disrupted lately? Why have relationships suddenly shifted, opportunities slipped through your fingers, and comfort turned into discomfort? It is not punishment. It is the call of the door. Heaven has shaken your nest, unsettled your surroundings, and pressed you out of routine, because it will not allow you to miss what was designed for you. The unease is not chaos, it is divine disruption. It is heaven's alarm clock, shaking you from slumber so that you do not sleep through destiny. But here lies the tension. Hesitation has a cost. If you linger too long, the very unrest you feel will become the weight that pulls you under. The door will not remain open to one who doubts the voice of heaven. Each moment of hesitation, is a moment where the shadows creep closer, where the clarity of the opening begins to fade. And yet, stepping forward requires courage. Courage to face what you cannot yet see. Courage to move while the world watches. Courage to obey though you do not have all the answers. Do not mistake the shaking around you for rejection. It is preparation. Do not mistake the critics' voices for final verdicts. They are distractions. Do not mistake the silence of heaven for absence. It is strategy. Heaven waits to see what you will do, because this door was not given lightly, and it will not remain indefinitely. The enemy hopes you will collapse under the weight of confusion, but heaven is testing your resolve. Will you break under pressure, or will you rise in boldness? This is why your heart has been unsettled, why you feel the tension deep within. The door calls you. The threshold is waiting. And though fear tries to bind your feet, the Spirit is whispering, move. Act. Step forward while the way is still open. Do not let the mystery paralyze you. Let it propel you. For every disruption has been heaven's way of pointing your eyes toward the supernatural opening. The question is no longer if the door is real. The question is only this: will you step through before it vanishes? Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1414 is now surrounding you. Do you feel the weight pressing against you at this very threshold? It is not coincidence. It is not mere opposition from flesh and blood. It is warfare, targeted and precise, because the enemy knows what this door carries for your life. Understand this well. The battle intensifies at the threshold, because the threshold is the place of transition. Before a crown rests upon the head, there is a contest. Before a new season begins, there is resistance. Before destiny is unlocked, the adversary rises to distract, to delay, and to destroy the courage needed to step forward. The heaviness you feel is not proof that you are failing. It is proof that you are near. Hell does not fight empty rooms. Darkness does not contest what carries no threat. The reason the warfare has multiplied around you, the reason distractions rise like waves and obstacles seem relentless, is because heaven has drawn near and the enemy knows what is at stake. The door before you is no small shift. It is a monumental transition. And so the conflict rises, because the enemy's greatest weapon is delay. If he can make you wait, if he can make you hesitate, if he can make you drown in questions, then the door closes without him ever lifting a hand to fight you directly. But hear the truth. The weight upon you is not your defeat, it is your testing. Heaven is watching not to condemn you, but to see if you will stand. The angels lean close, not to pity you, but to bear witness to your obedience. The Father does not abandon you in the moment of pressure. He strengthens you in the fire of decision. Remember, even Christ was tested in the wilderness before he stepped into public ministry. Even Israel stood at the waters of the Jordan before entering promise. Even David faced Goliath before he touched a throne. And you now stand before the door, and all of heaven waits to see if you will answer the summons with faith. Yes, the conflict is fierce. Yes, the distractions multiply. Yes, your heart trembles at the weight of it all. But let this be your assurance. You are not being crushed, you are being refined. The fire is not consuming you. It is burning away what cannot enter with you. The conflict is not the end of your story. It is the final confirmation that the door is real. that the opportunity is divine, that the enemy fears what will happen if you obey. So I tell you, do not be deceived. Do not let fear's whispers shape your response. Do not let the delay of others chain your feet. Heaven watches you. Heaven records your choice. Heaven has not left you to fight alone. The weight you carry is not a curse. It is the sign that destiny hovers before you. Lift your head, child of God. Recognize the battle for what it is, a last attempt to turn your eyes away. But you must remain fixed. You must remain steady. You must declare with your life that though the conflict rages, your yes to God is louder than the warfare against you. Type "I am unstoppable" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1777 is now released over your life. The Spirit of the Lord speaks clearly. If you delay, the door closes, and when it closes, the cost rises. Hear this with trembling in your heart, for this is not a poetic warning, it is a divine decree. Heaven has marked a span of time, a window of opportunity, and it is not indefinite. Within 72 hours, before the season shifts, before the light withdraws, you must answer. You can't linger at the edge of the opening, staring into its brightness, wondering if you are ready. For the longer you stand still, the more dangerous the silence becomes. Do not deceive yourself by thinking the door will wait until your convenience. Divine doors are not subject to human schedules. Heaven does not wait for hesitation to align. When God moves, He moves in appointed times, and when those times pass, the opportunity does not simply pause, it vanishes. And what you lose in delay, the enemy seizes with eagerness. Even now, he prepares to exploit hesitation. Even now, he positions voices to mock your obedience, distractions to drain your energy, and counterfeits to keep you occupied until the true door shuts. Let me speak plainly. Delay costs more than you know. It costs relationships that were meant to align with your destiny. It costs blessings that were scheduled to arrive at your obedience. It costs time, years, even decades, because a single missed moment can shift the course of your journey. The enemy will not always rob you with violence. Sometimes he robs you with slowness. Sometimes he strips your future by convincing you to pause just a little longer, to question just a little more, to wait until you feel ready. But readiness does not create obedience. Obedience creates readiness. The Spirit declares this soberly. If you delay, what was yours by grace will require sweat to recover. If you hesitate, what was meant to be delivered in peace will be fought for in battle. If you refuse, the cost of restoration will be heavier than the cost of obedience. This is why heaven is urgent. This is why the stirring will not leave you alone. This is why your heart feels pressed. Because the door is open now, but not forever. So understand the weight of this hour. The Lord is not trying to frighten you, but to awaken you. He does not speak of cost to punish you, but to spare you. He is a father who warns before judgment, a shepherd who calls before the wolf comes near, a commander who sounds the trumpet before the battle begins. And so this word comes as both warning and mercy. Act now, for tomorrow is not promised to hold the same opportunity. Do not let hesitation write your story. Do not let fear script your future. Do not let delay be the reason you look back years from now and regret. Rise, act, obey. Step through the door before the weight of time closes it, and know that heaven itself will bear record of your courage. Type "I will not delay" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1919 is now activated over your journey. Hear me now. Beloved of heaven, the way to step through this supernatural door is not through noise, not through endless explanations, not through the approval of men. The way forward is stillness, silence, and obedience. The Lord is not calling you to debate your move with those who cannot see the vision. He is not asking you to convince the doubters or justify the steps He has ordained. No, He is commanding you to listen, to align, and to move in quiet strength. For silence is protection, and obedience is strategy. When heaven opens a door, the enemy unleashes distractions and voices to make you second guess. He stirs confusion by surrounding you with chatter, critics, and the weight of opinions. But the Spirit says, do not answer them. Do not argue. Do not announce your every step. For the enemy thrives on information, and when you speak prematurely, you hand him the blueprint of your destiny. Instead, cover your journey in silence. Walk with God in secret, and let the fruit of obedience reveal itself in time. Obedience is the weapon that confuses darkness. When you move without announcing, when you step without delay, when you trust without needing validation, heaven fights on your behalf. Angels go before you, clearing paths unseen, dismantling traps laid in your way, silencing the voices that rose against you. You may not see their swords, but they are drawn. You may not hear their wings, but they are moving. For heaven defends those who walk in alignment with God's instructions. Do not think your obedience is small. Every step you take in faith is a declaration in the spirit realm. Every silent movement shakes the plans of the enemy. Every hidden act of courage summons reinforcement from heaven's army. When you obey, you declare with your life that God's word is final, and that is when divine power surrounds you. What you cannot fight in your strength, heaven will conquer in your obedience. The Spirit whispers gently but firmly, be still, child of God. Be still in your heart. Do not let the noise of this world pull you into confusion. Be still in your mind. Do not let the questions of men outweigh the instructions of God. Be still in your steps. Do not run ahead recklessly, but neither stand paralyzed. Move with measured obedience, for each step taken in faith is guarded by the hand of God Himself. And let this truth settle in your spirit. You are not walking alone. The angels go before you. The blood of the Lamb covers you. The Spirit within you guides you. You are surrounded, shielded, and secured. So let your heart not tremble. Let your voice not waver. Listen, obey, and steady. The one who opened the door is the same one who will protect you as you walk through it. Type "I am protected" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2233 is now released over your steps. Now hear this, chosen one of heaven. You are not weak, and you are not forgotten. You are not standing at this threshold by accident, nor are you trembling before this door as though you were powerless. No, you are chosen. You are marked. You are anointed for such a time as this. The enemy may whisper lies of insufficiency, He may press shadows of fear against your mind, but those lies cannot erase the truth. You carry heaven's seal. The very fact that the door has been revealed to you is evidence that God has already called you, equipped you, and strengthened you for the step ahead. The season of hesitation is breaking. The chains of doubt that have long held your spirit captive are snapping under the weight of divine fire. Where fear once gripped your hands, boldness now rises. Where trembling once silenced your voice, courage now unfolds like wings. Do not mistake the trembling of your flesh for weakness. It is simply the echo of old chains being shattered. Within you burns a fire that cannot be quenched. It is the fire of destiny, the fire of divine calling, the fire that declares, you will not miss what God has placed before you. Listen closely. The very door that frightens you is the one that elevates you. The threshold that intimidates you is the one that will reveal the power of God within you. Just as a bird must break its shell to taste the air of freedom, just as a seed must split open to release the life within, so must you press through the discomfort of this moment to rise into the fullness of your calling. You were never meant to remain in hesitation. You were never meant to stay bound in indecision. You were made to rise, to move, to conquer. And as you move, transformation begins. Fear dissolves. Boldness takes root. The Spirit of God fans the flame within you until it roars like a fire in your bones. What once felt like weakness now becomes strength. What once felt like limitation now becomes wings. The smallness you carried breaks off, and the greatness of God within you bursts forth. Child of God, can you not feel it? Can you not sense the stirring? This is not the end of you. This is the rise of you. Heaven is announcing a shift. The angels declare it. The Spirit confirms it. The very atmosphere testifies to it. You are stepping out of the season of waiting and into the season of walking. You are crossing from hesitation into action, from fear into faith, from weakness into strength. Lift your head, square your shoulders, let courage flow through you, for you are chosen, you are marked, you are sent. Do not shrink back now. Do not let the weight of the past convince you that the future cannot be claimed. The Lord declares over you, my grace is sufficient, my strength is perfected in your weakness, and my power is revealed when you step in faith. So rise, chosen one. Rise in boldness. Rise in courage. Rise and take the step through the door, for empowerment has been released over you. Type I am empowered in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2444 is now released upon your life. The Spirit of the Lord speaks, and this is the revelation. The door that has opened before you is not random. It is not ordinary. It is not temporary chance. It is tied directly to your next level, to your calling, to your assignment written in the eternal scrolls of heaven. Do you not know that your name has been spoken in the courts of heaven? Do you not realize that the very reason the battle has intensified, the very reason your spirit has felt pressed, is because heaven has decreed a shift? Jesus. This door is your unlocking, and no one else can step through it on your behalf. Understand this mystery. The enemy has worked tirelessly to delay you because he knows what stands on the other side. He has fought your faith, drained your energy, clouded your thoughts, not because you are weak, but because you are dangerous. Dangerous to the plans of darkness. dangerous to the cycles of bondage in your family line, dangerous to the stagnation that once held generations captive. The reason he fears your obedience is because this door is not just about you. It is about the destinies connected to you. When you step through, chains fall off others. When you obey, blessings flow like rivers to those waiting downstream. This is why the delay has been costly. This is why hesitation is his favorite weapon. For if he can keep you still, he can rob not just you, but every soul tied to your yes. But heaven interrupts this scheme now and declares, move, step, act, obey. The time of delay is over. The year of hesitation is finished. This door is rare. It is divinely timed. It is sealed with blessing, and it is for you. Do not underestimate the weight of this opening. It is not a common opportunity. It is not one you can replicate by effort or ambition. It is a holy moment, carved out of eternity, sealed by the voice of God, and entrusted to your obedience. And the Lord says, I have chosen you. I have called you. I have summoned you to rise and step. For this door is the bridge into the destiny I prepared before the foundations of the earth. This revelation must stir your soul. Heaven has remembered you. Your prayers have been heard. Your tears have been counted. Your sacrifice has not been forgotten. Every hidden moment of faithfulness has come up as incense before the throne, and now the courts of heaven have declared, it is time. This is why the door is here. This is why the shaking came. This is why the stirring will not leave your spirit. Because God has aligned the season, opened the heavens, and positioned you to step into what belongs to you. But the door does not remain forever. This revelation carries responsibility. It demands urgency. It demands boldness. You cannot walk casually through this threshold. You must declare with your obedience that you believe the word of the Lord. For if you do, the door will not just open, it will carry you into realms of favor, increase, and breakthrough that no man can take away. This is your unlocking. This is your appointed time. This is the revelation heaven wants you to know. The door is open, and it is for you. Type I am unlocked in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 2555 is now released over your destiny. The hour of activation has come. This is not the moment to linger in thought, not the moment to debate with fear, not the moment to ask for another confirmation. Heaven has spoken. The door is before you, and now your response must be clear. Say yes to the door. Say yes to the shift. Say yes to obedience. For destiny does not unfold in hesitation. It unfolds in action. The Spirit declares with fire. Your alignment requires movement. Your yes requires evidence. Your faith requires a step. You cannot stay silent any longer. You cannot remain in the shadows of delay, waiting for someone else to push you forward. The weight of this moment demands your voice, your choice, your obedience. Say it aloud. Yes, Lord, I will step through. Yes, Lord, I will obey. Yes, Lord, I will not delay another moment. For the heavens respond to agreement. The angels move at the sound of your surrender, and the earth shifts when your spirit says yes. Destiny activation is not only about words, it is about movement. It is about doing what heaven has pressed into your spirit, even if fear trembles in your body. It is about journaling the vision, praying with new intensity, fasting for clarity, or boldly stepping into the opportunity God has laid before you. Do not think small obedience means small impact. Every act of faith carries eternal weight. Every yes in the Spirit echoes louder than the voices of fear. Every decision to move forward marks your name in heaven's record as one who obeyed. But hear this truth: destiny waits for no one. Heaven's plans are eternal, but your role in them requires participation. If you delay, the role can shift to another, but if you act, the fullness is yours. That is why heaven stirs you now, not later, not in another season, but here, in this very moment. For heaven is saying, the wait is over. The testing has passed. Now, child, activate your destiny with obedience. Can you feel the urgency pressing on your spirit? It is heaven tugging at your soul, saying, do not wait. Do not hesitate. Do not look back. For the cost of hesitation is heavy, but the reward of obedience is greater still. And when you say yes, when you take the step, when you obey without delay, all of heaven aligns to push you forward. What was once blocked becomes open. What was once delayed becomes released. What was once resisted breaks apart under the power of your obedience. Lift your voice, lift your heart, lift your hands and declare, I say yes to the door. I say yes to the shift. I say yes to my destiny. I will not delay. I will not look back. I will not fear. My yes is my weapon. My yes is my breakthrough. My yes is my covenant with heaven. For this is the moment where hesitation dies and destiny comes alive. The Spirit of God is waiting for your response. Heaven is listening for your declaration. Angels are leaning close to hear your surrender. Say it now. Say it loud. Say it with conviction. And as you do, destiny unlocks and the supernatural door swings wide before you. Type my YESs loud in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 2666 is now ignited over your life. Even now, as you stand at the edge of obedience, something is stirring in the unseen. In realms invisible to the natural eye, angels are moving, negotiations are taking place, and blessings are shifting hands. The Spirit of God reveals this mystery. The moment you obey, a silent exchange begins in the spirit realm. What was once delayed begins to accelerate. What was once withheld is released, and what was once entangled in warfare is suddenly transferred into your possession. While you wrestled in the night, heaven was recording your tears. While you questioned in silence, heaven was balancing the scales. While you battled hesitation, angels were preparing the inheritance you thought you had lost. Nothing has been wasted. Every cry, every prayer, every sacrifice has been collected and stored in heaven's vault. And now, as you prepare to move, that storehouse begins to open. The fragrance of your obedience rises as incense, and the heavens respond with release. Do you not see it? Do you not feel it? The atmosphere around you is shifting because the transaction has already begun. The moment you whispered yes in your spirit, the angelic hosts moved into alignment. Promises that seemed locked away have been reassigned. Breakthroughs that appeared far off have been drawn near. This is the holy mystery. Your yes in the natural triggers a release in the supernatural. Your obedience becomes the currency heaven uses to transfer what belongs to you. But understand this carefully. Hesitation weakens the exchange. When you delay, you give space for the enemy to interfere. When you pause, you invite shadows to creep in. That is why obedience must be swift, why your yes must be decisive. The Spirit is not simply urging you for the sake of urgency. He is urging you because the trade in the spirit realm is time-sensitive. Heaven is ready to release, but it will not pour into empty hands. The moment you step, the moment you declare, the moment you act, the exchange seals. And what comes in this exchange is not small. It is not mere survival. It is restoration with interest. What you lost in years, heaven restores in moments. What was stolen in delay, heaven multiplies in return. The tears you shed become seeds, and now the harvest is ripe. Even promises spoken over your bloodline, even blessings delayed by the struggles of those before you, now come rushing through the door because you chose to obey. This is the secret. While the world sees hesitation as harmless, heaven knows it as costly. And while the world sees obedience as risky, heaven knows it as wealth. The trade is already in motion. Child of God. The angels are already carrying scrolls of promise, contracts of blessing, mantles of authority with your name upon them. The silent exchange is taking place now, but it demands your action, your faith, your surrender. So lift your spirit, strengthen your heart, and declare with boldness, I will not miss my exchange. I will not lose my portion. I will not hesitate. I will step. I will obey. I will receive what heaven has prepared for me. For the silent exchange is no longer a distant promise. It is a present reality. And as you move, you will see with your own eyes what heaven has been preparing all along. Type I receive my portion in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 2888 is now active over your inheritance. The Spirit of the Lord now declares a verdict in the courts of heaven. Justice is being rendered in your favor. What was stolen in seasons of delay, what was withheld during the years of hesitation, what was buried beneath the weight of fear is now being summoned back to you with interest. The God who judges righteously has heard the accusations of the enemy. He has weighed them on his scales, and he has declared, enough. The delay cannot hold what belongs to my chosen one any longer. For too long, the adversary thought he had the upper hand. He whispered lies of insufficiency. He clouded your mind with doubt. He wove webs of distraction around your path. He celebrated each moment of hesitation as though it were his victory. But the Lord of hosts rises to declare divine reversal. The very places where shame tried to bury you will become platforms of honor. The very relationships the enemy used to wound you will become testimonies of healing. The very time you thought was wasted will be redeemed and returned to you as acceleration. Do not think heaven has forgotten what was stolen. Every seed you sowed in faith, every hour you spent in prayer, every sacrifice you made in silence was recorded. Not one drop of oil poured on the altar of obedience has been lost. And now the Lord says, I am turning the tide. I am shifting the scales. I am reversing the verdict of delay, and I am restoring to you what the enemy cannot lawfully hold any longer. See the picture clearly. The enemy's hands are being forced open. What he tried to clutch in greed is slipping through his fingers. What he tried to lock away is being torn from his grasps. He cannot withhold what heaven has already decreed belongs to you. The scrolls of justice have been unsealed, and the angels are carrying them into your atmosphere. Where there was once delay, now comes delivery. Where there was once denial, now comes release. Where there was once shame, now comes honor. And this reversal is not partial, it is complete. The Lord does not return fragments, he restores fullness. The reversal is not subtle, it is overwhelming. The hand of God does not move in half measures, he moves in abundance. The seasons of silence will give way to songs of victory. The wilderness of waiting will become the field of harvest. The very ground where tears once fell will spring forth with fruit in abundance. Child of God, justice has been spoken over you. The gavel of heaven has struck, and the verdict is final. Restoration is yours. Reversal is yours. Recompense is yours. What the locust devoured, what delay consumed, what fear strangled, it all returns now with increase. The tables are turning in your favor, and the enemy cannot stop what heaven has begun. So lift your spirit high, for this is not the hour of despair. This is the hour of divine reversal. Declare it with your mouth, seal it with your faith, walk in it with your obedience. Justice is mine, restoration is mine, reversal is mine. The enemy cannot hold what belongs to me. I receive it, I walk in it, I claim it now. Type divine justice is mine in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing Goat 3003 is now surrounding your life. Child of God, hear this last word with the full weight of heaven upon it. The supernatural door is open before you, but delay is dangerous. Hesitation is costly. To linger at the threshold is to risk the fading of light, the vanishing of opportunity, and the heavy cost of what could have been. Yet to step forward in obedience is to step into favor, into destiny, into the very inheritance that was written for you before time began. This message has been a trumpet, a warning, a revelation, but also a blessing. For God does not call you to something without equipping you for it. He does not open a door without preparing your feet to walk through it. He does not summon you forward without surrounding you with angels, covering you in his blood, and empowering you with his Spirit. You are not stepping through alone. You are stepping through covered, sealed, and carried by the one who holds eternity in his hands. So I speak this blessing over you now. May your feet not stumble at the threshold. May your hands not grow weak in the moment of obedience. May your heart not waver when courage is demanded. May the fire of God burn within you. The angels of God go before you, and the Spirit of God guide you as you step through the supernatural door. May every voice of fear be silenced. May every chain of hesitation break. May every shadow of doubt vanish as the light of heaven surrounds you. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. You are anointed, appointed, and protected. Your destiny is waiting, and the door is open. Now rise, child of God. Rise in courage. Rise in obedience. Rise in faith. Step through the door before it vanishes, and watch as heaven unfolds what no man can take from you. For the Spirit declares, this is your time, this is your door, this is your moment. Step through and do not look back. Type "My destiny is sealed" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 3333 is now active over your life.